Well, let's get to Israel now and a few interesting developments that are courtesy of the Wall Street Journal this hour, Michael. Firstly, the claim is that Israel has paused its ground invasion so that the US can rush its air defence systems into the region to protect American military bases in Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, as well as the UAE. What do you make of that report?
Well, obviously I can't confirm it. I've got nothing to actually verify it, but it makes absolute sense. I mean, we were listening to the National Security Council briefing yesterday and the Pentagon briefing. There has been 13 attacks on US military bases already since October 7 in Iraq and Syria. Missiles and drones that the Americans say, and I, in my gut, would inherently agree, were attacks launched by Iranian-backed proxy militia forces. I have absolutely no doubt of that. So the Americans already have 3 aircraft carrier battle groups in the region, and they've now moved the 26th Marine Expeditionary Force into position to support any American interests in that area. So, yeah, that would be something that could possibly slow down the impetus in the Israeli Defense Force for a ground invasion. But there's a lot of other things slowing that down too. Just quickly, what I found so compelling was listening to one of the hostages who's been released, an 85-year-old grandmother held for 2 weeks. She talked about a spider web of tunnels that go for kilometres underground beneath Gaza, and how all the hostages have been separated and virtually everyone has an individual armed guard standing over them. So that's just a reminder of what the price will be if a ground invasion begins.
Yeah, and further to your point on Iran, and this might also involve those tunnels as well, Michael, and again, courtesy of the Wall Street Journal this hour, that 500 militants from Hamas got specialised combat training in Iran. So, I mean, does that basically confirm, if this works out to be true, most people's suspicions that Iran was involved?
Oh, I don't think there's any suspicions that Iran's involved. From the US president to the Israeli prime minister, we all know Iran has played a major hand in this. And as I've said before, I am absolutely certain there are Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps Quds Force, special operations forces in Gaza right now helping. And as to 500 Hamas militants being trained in Iran for this, my first reaction is only 500? I would have thought more, probably more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no question that Iran has its fingerprints all over this.
Okay. Always good to talk, Michael Ware, and I always wish we had more time. But we got to go to a break. It's good to see you, though. We'll talk to you again soon.